Hello and welcome to my 5th video on the road to Venus Next. In this video series I want to talk about everything Venus Next related and give you all my tips and tricks so that you're well prepared for the upcoming launch of the expansion on Steam. Today I'm going to talk about Celestic, the dedicated floater corp that makes best use of this new special resource introduced with Venus Next. Let's get started. Celestic starts with 42 MC and a Venus tag. As its first action, it draws 2 cards with floater icons on them. It comes with a blue action that allows it to place a floater on a card of your choice once per gen. If you decide to accumulate floaters on the corp itself, at the end of the game, every 3 floaters are worth 1 point. When to pick Celestic? Well, never ever pick it if you don't have a floater accumulating card that you can immediately or at least very soon play on your starting hand. It's true that you'll draw 2 floater cards, but you could draw A. floater accumulating cards with unreasonable requirements, or B. cards with floater icons that don't accumulate them themselves. There are some amazing cards that fit this description like Stratospheric Birds or Atmoscoop, but this would still be a nightmare scenario since then you'd have to collect floaters on the corp itself, which is a really bad deal. If you keep on doing this the whole game, you'll most likely get just 3 points out of this, which is unbelievably bad for cooperation ability. But what are some good floater cards for Celestic? My favorite floater accumulating cards are the following. Aerial Mappers for every other corp is just half a card each gen. With Celestic it turns into a free restricted area, but with the added flexibility that you can also put these floaters on other cards. Deuterium Export grants you a lot of flexibility to play all the power-hungry cards you want. With Celestic, you can accumulate so much free power that you can even use it as heat. Dirigibles is not that great normally, but since you draw 2 floater cards as your first action, the likelihood that there's at least 1 good Venus card between those is high, and then dirigibles can first be used as a way to get that card down cheaply, and then to put floaters on that card. And then there's Floating Habs. Maybe my opinion on that card is biased by playing with colonies, because that card is really dangerous in combination with the colony tile Titan. But even without colonies and just in combination with Celestic, this can rack up some serious points if played early, and is a prime example of a card that is perfect with dirigibles. In my last video you heard me talking about how bad of a card Forced Precipitation is. I still stand true to that, but it actually works quite well with Celestic. Because not only can you increase Venus much faster when you're also using Celestic to accumulate floaters on it, but you also pay much less MC for it. So I'd say Forced Precipitation is really bad, except if you're playing Celestic, and then it's actually quite good. Let's talk briefly about milestones and awards, and I mean briefly. Because Celestic is by far the best corp to get Hoverlord with, but it does not get any help on any of the other milestones, except maybe Planner, due to the free draw at the start. Of course, you're one of the favorites to win Venifile due to the Venus tag on the corp itself, and the fact that when only playing with Venus Next, 11 of the 14 cards that you could draw with your free action are Venus tags. And then there's Eccentric as well, on which you have a significant bonus because of your action. But that's everything you need to know about Celestic for the upcoming Venus Next release on Steam. How do you like this corp? Do you have more tips and tricks to share with the community? Then please leave them in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to not miss any videos on the road to Venus Next. See you in the next one.